one and someone who lived the way she wanted. Good evening, everybody. I'm Debbie Knox.
And I'm Bob Donaldson. The message we've heard from her family is the same as those told by those she served. CBS 4's Courtney Crown shares some of those memories that are leaving a lasting impact tonight.
I will cherish that day for the rest of my life.
First impressions are not the same for Shelby Wiese.
And the fact that I was able to experience that.
She feels blessed she would cross paths at the dollar store with someone captivating, a young IMPD officer named Bree Leith.
So I went up to her and I was like, "Oh, I just want to let you know you are so pretty."
Shelby's daughter Nellie won't forget the day either. Officer Leith waited for them outside the store.
You want to show them? Look, say, who got you this? Who got you that teddy bear?
Leith.
And what is that? And what is the teddy bear's name?
Leith.
She got her a coloring book, stickers, and crayons. And I mean, that just made her day.
Imagine knowing Bree her whole life.
You know, we try to teach our kids to have good moral character, just whenever how you are behind closed doors, be that way outside, and she definitely was.
Strangers believe she cared about everyone. Her parents confirm it.
Growing up, there was never someone that played by themselves. There was never someone that sat by themselves.
Officer Breanne Leith.
But it's been a total nightmare.
IMPD chaplains in the police officer support team spend time helping Officer Leith's family and her fellow officers, particularly her recruit class and the East District.
We have a shift of basically young people who are hurting. They are really hurting.
Officers escorted her body into Crown Hill Friday. They never leave her side, standing watch until she's laid to rest.
It's definitely a humbling honor to be able to do that.
An officer, veteran, mother, daughter, and friend, gone, but never forgotten.
Her memory will forever be kept alive in my household. And she, in my daughter's eyes, she is the hero.
Courtney Crown, CBS 4 News.
Unfortunately, the IMPD chaplains experienced even more heartbreak just on Friday. Volunteer chaplain Tony Martin passed away after a year of service. Chaplain Patricia Holman, who you saw in our story, describes her as an absolute jewel.
Well, Officer Leith's funeral service is scheduled for Thursday morning, and because of the coronavirus, it will be held at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway to give enough space to officers to pay tribute to her from their patrol cars. The service will not be open to the public, but it will be streamed. It begins at 11 a.m. and we'll air it live, so you can watch it on CBS 4 and CBS4Indy.com. And as we prepare to say goodbye to Officer Leith, the tributes continue to come in. Monument Circle is lit up to honor her tonight. Her picture is being displayed on the IPL building along with a thin blue line. That display will stay up until dawn. And in Zionsville, first responders lit up the night in honor of Officer Leith. Officers, firefighters, and members of the community flashed their lights in a procession down Main Street.
We owe a gratitude to Officer Leith and the sacrifice that she, gave, the ultimate sacrifice that you can as a public servant in the line of duty, and we appreciate her. We want to pay our respects properly, the best way we can, given the situation that we have.
After the tribute, officers went back to the Zionsville police station where they stood at attention to honor the fallen officer.
Meanwhile, the man accused of killing Officer Bree Leith appeared before a judge today for the first time. Prosecutors filed 7 criminal charges, including murder and attempted murder, against Elias Dorsey. According to the affidavit, Dorsey told officers he thought someone was, quote, coming to get him. He also claims he didn't look to see who was there when he shot Officer Leith.
It's hard to believe that that still happens and that still occurs. And when that does occur, I think it's important that, number one, we as a community rally around that family. But number two, people are held accountable.
A woman in the home was also shot and suffered significant injuries. Dorsey is held without bond. He told the judge he would represent himself.
Well, the cold is taking hold of central Indiana. Temperatures in the 30s right now. It's not only feeling a bit like winter, but it could look a bit like it too this week. Let's check in with Weather Authority Chief Meteorologist Chris Wright about our chances for snow.
Yeah, Debbie, our weather's going to be anything but spring-like over the next couple of days. We've got a cold front that's making its way toward us. A few snow showers over the upper Midwest. We're dry here in central Indiana right now, but we'll see some of those snow showers moving south during the morning hours tomorrow. Right now, we've got temperatures in the low and middle 30s across across the area, ranging from 30 in Richmond to 33 in Kokomo to 36 the current temperature in Columbus. We do have a freeze warning in effect on through 9 o'clock Wednesday morning for all of central Indiana, and we'll find the low temperatures cold as 28 in Kokomo tonight, down to a low of 29 in Lafayette. So very chilly out there for tonight. And then tomorrow, some light snow is going to make its way across central Indiana very early on. And from Lafayette to Kokomo, we can see a few tenths of an inch of snow accumulating on the grassy areas. But there's a stronger storm system coming in Thursday night into Friday morning that's going to bring heavier snow. We'll talk more about that in the Weather Authority forecast.
Okay, Chris, thank you. New information tonight on how the state is protecting our most vulnerable Hoosiers from the coronavirus.
State Health Commissioner Dr. Christina Box issued an order authorizing long-term care facilities to transfer or discharge residents to reduce the risk. They can also move those who test positive together to one unit and separate those who test negative.
CBS 4's Mike Sullivan has more now on how facilities are responding.
Often in war, the opponent is known, it's visible. At 92 years old,
well, in 2 months I'll be 93.
Major Lacey Clayton Barnett has never seen a war like the one on COVID-19, and he's been in the Navy, the Army, and World War II.
I was in the 1st Infantry Regiment that went to Korea in July 1950, and the Army decided I need to go to Vietnam.
Now he says his Wayne County nursing facility says he needs to go too.
They have moved me to another room.
Barnett saying the facility is transforming their Heroes Wing for vets.
For patients that are coming out that had the virus, they're coming out of hospitals and will be admitted here.
The state health department says facilities can volunteer for this, but the Wayne County Health Department cannot confirm if his facility is one.
As soon as there is a COVID positive patient in the nursing facility, they're supposed to report to the state health department and to reach out to the local health department.
Zach Cattell is president of the Indiana Healthcare Association. He suggests any facility with COVID-19 patients follow strict advice.
Even the best guidance from the state and federal governments require or suggest that there be 3 levels. One for folks that are negative, ones that are suspected and are showing symptoms, and ones that are confirmed and positive.
With caretakers assigned specifically to each unit.
And we know that there are some nursing facilities that won't be able to appropriately cohort just because they don't have the appropriate stocks of PPE.
While Major Barnett is negative, he admits.
There are so many unknowns.
As a lung cancer survivor, that's undue stress.
All of the other patients in the nursing home could possibly be contaminated.
A fear these facilities will work to calm. In Wayne County, I'm Mike Sullivan, CBS 4 News.
The Healthcare Association says these situations are safe if the facility has the proper space and ample resources for personal protective equipment. They add that the majority of facilities are telling them they can gather their residents together safely.
Well, Governor Holcomb is warning this week is critical in preparing for the surge in cases expected later this month, and says that we must stick to what's working right now. Taking a closer look at the coronavirus impact in Indiana, 387 Hoosiers have now died from that virus. More than 8,500 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. Marion County has the highest number of positive cases with over 3,000. An officials report over 46,000 Hoosiers have been tested all total. And tonight we know an inmate has died from the coronavirus in an Indiana correctional facility. The Indiana Department of Corrections says the man reported chest pains and trouble breathing and died at the hospital. He was over 70 years old and was at the Westville Correctional Facility. Several jails and prisons have released inmates because of the pandemic. The governor has said that he doesn't support that and believes the IOC is doing everything it can to keep inmates safe.
President Trump is freezing funding for the World Health Organization tonight. He says it's over the group's handling of the coronavirus pandemic. The president made the announcement during the coronavirus task force briefing tonight. He says he's stopping the funding while a review is conducted into what he calls the organization's mismanagement and cover-up of the virus.
So much death has been caused by their mistakes. We will continue to engage with the WHO to see if it can make meaningful reforms.
Also announced a ventilator sharing program among hospitals nationwide. He says healthcare systems have offered more than 4,000 ventilators. The president also says he will talk to every single governor about reopening the country and will allow them to come up with their own plans for their own states. Senator Todd Young appeared at Governor Eric Holcomb's daily briefing today. He confirmed many Hoosiers will start getting their stimulus checks over the next few weeks. Young also announced some 23,000 Indiana businesses will get loans totaling roughly $6 billion as part of the government's bailout package. Senator Young promised Congress will add even more money to that payroll protection program to help struggling businesses.
We want to make sure our Hoosier farmers, who are experiencing some unique challenges right now, with over half of people's meals in this country coming from restaurants, we understand that social distancing was required to keep folks safe and secure, but that has interrupted the food supply chain. And on the back end of this, we're trying to make our farmers whole.
Senator Young also announced the Treasury Department will invest roughly $500 billion in direct funding for state, county, and city governments.
Well, new at 11 o'clock, Carmel native is finally back home after he was stuck overseas in the middle of the pandemic. Elliot Choi says he contracted coronavirus in Spain, but then flew back to the Midwest with barely any screening. He talked with CBS 4's Angela Brower about his bizarre experience.
You guys, just look at the photos, the amazing video that Elliot Choi captured while studying abroad. By all accounts, this guy was living his best life, but then that program, it was cut short. Elliot said in the middle of a worldwide pandemic, he got coronavirus. He vlogged his way through it.
All right, I really did not think that it would come to this, but you've seen the title of the video and I have a lot of explaining to do.
The title of that video is "We Got Quarantined for Coronavirus." It's 17 minutes long.
You want to come help me film this?
Elliot Choi and his study abroad roommate Luke
slowly descending into delirium.
explaining how they think they contracted the infamous COVID-19.
We were hanging out with this guy from our school back in the States who got tested positive for corona, and we went to the bar with him one night.
Were you ever scared?
Because my roommate and I were pretty, healthy and haven't had any pre-existing conditions, we felt like it wasn't a huge risk for us. Everyone in Spain was trying to call this number.
But they called the Spanish health authorities the coronavirus emergency line, requesting to get tested.
I have footage because I set up the camera when they came in. Okay, anyways, so this guy comes in, asks us about our symptoms. He gives us a little test, swabs our mouth and our nose.
Did that seem surreal to you? What was that like?
Seeing him come in with the full head to toe geared up, it was definitely kind of an indicator of how severe the situation actually was. He tells us that we are not allowed to leave our room under any circumstance. Oh boy. And so it begins.
What was the worst part?
Probably the quarantine itself. The symptoms weren't honestly that bad. It just felt like a flu, but being inside for 2 weeks. I don't know why they gave us these masks because we're not allowed to be out and about.
And then you talk about, the laundry situation, the food situation.
They come to our door, they knock really loud on our door and leave the food outside of our door. And then
wait a full minute before we can get it.
You never got your test results, right? You never even got that phone call.
I never got the call.
So then you get on a plane, which thank goodness, but you're flying back to the United States and you're in all of these airports. I don't know about you, but I feel like the whole time I'd be thinking I'm potentially infecting all these people in all these places.
They told us to wait 2 weeks after first contact of someone who tested positive for the case. And so that's exactly what we did.
4 flights, 4 countries, and 36 hours later, Elliot Choi was back home in Carmel, Indiana. But there were some red flags along the way. Barely anyone stopped to screen him for COVID-19.
In Toronto, this was for U.S. Customs, and they asked me what countries I had been to. And basically, I told them my entire story. They let me through, thankfully, to go to Chicago. And Chicago is one of the airports where Trump said, United States citizens can fly into, get tested, and then go back to whatever city they need to fly to.
And then you get to Chicago, there was no one testing there.
Yeah, that's right.
Elliot Choi landed in the States 2 weeks ago. Tonight, he is still quarantined just to be safe.
I don't want to take any chances, so my parents have built a barricade outside of my room so that my dog can't get into my room and so that they're separated from me. It's really sad. I haven't seen my dog, even though I've been home for 2 weeks, and she thinks I'm just ignoring her. So I'm sorry, Coco. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just stuck in my room.
How much longer are you going to last in there?
I think about a week. Yeah, I'm just glad to be home.
Elliot said he is 90% sure he had COVID-19, test results or not. Elliot said he saw a stark difference between Europe and America. In Barcelona, he said everyone was wearing masks regardless of whether they had coronavirus, even the airport staff. That changed as soon as he got into Canada and the U.S. In the studio, I'm Angela Brower, CBS 4 News.